My position offshore was a A operator on a production platform where I was overseeing or in charge of production, well tests, scheduling, maintenance, and so forth. I was there for 3.5, 4 years, but my total offshore career is right at 15 years. Day of the accident, it was a typical day. I was being transferred from the platform to the boat when the crane operator kind of slammed into the side of the boat. Well, then I flipped out the basket onto the boat deck. When I went and explained to my supervisor what had happened, and I told him if I feel bad later, I would like to go in and see my own doctor. So everything was cool, but as soon as I told my supervisor and them that I need to go in and see a doctor, everybody's attitude changed. They was joking and talking to me like a normal day. Until after I said that, and when I told them about me wanting to go in, instead of putting me on one of the first flights to land, I think I was like one of the last flights to leave, like at 5:30 in the evening. And I thought what I did for that company, sacrificing, I stayed out there 8, 9, I think I did like 12 weeks one time. And I come out early, and for them to actually turn it back on me and just like, whatever, because I want to go seek medical attention because I was hurting, that meant they didn't really care for me. Like, I was just a number. And the injuries I received was L5 and S5 on the lower lumbar, and a neck injury where I had to have a bone fusion surgery on my lower back. I mean, I was using the walker and in the bathroom, the assistant toilet and everything, which was very, very uncomfortable. I mean, because that's not what I'm used to. I'm used to doing everything on my own. And like, once again, it was like night and day, something I had to adjust to and still adjusting to right now, to this day, for the rest of my life. It was frustrating, and something that has happened to you that was completely out of your hands and you have no control of it, it puts you in a vulnerable position, or it was a vulnerable position where you couldn't do nothing but just. I was contemplating on not calling, just go back to work and tough it out, because I know one thing with a lawsuit, you can go either way, left or right, and I had to sit there and really weigh my options and get some opinions from a couple of people that not been through it, but older generation and whatnot. I called my father and he was like, son, I usually don't condone stuff like this, but if you have problems 3 years down the road and you ain't seeking no medical attention or attorney or whatever, you just stuck. So you might as well go ahead and seek legal advice. Even if you do back offshore, how long you gonna last out there with your back with the climbing and bending and swinging from swing ropes and so forth and so forth. So they encouraged me to come to get seek legal advice. My first lawyer was out of Houston, Texas, and I guess they couldn't handle the case, so then they referred me to Tim Young's, which was probably the best decision they made. I mean, for me, I didn't know what to expect, but like I say, when I did get to speak to Megan and everybody I talked to in the office, it was a sense of relief that I was in good hands. She's very knowledgeable and straightforward, and she told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. I mean, there was no questions that I couldn't ask that she couldn't answer, and she was always straightforward with me. And I used to call her 2 or 3 times a week, bugging her, and she always kept her composure, even though sometimes I was discouraged and frustrated. No matter how I got, she always kept a cool, calm head, and she did her job, and I love her to death for that. I appreciate everything she done, her and the whole team. They kept me in the loop through emails, phone calls, or whatnot. So I mean, there never was a period where I did not know what was going on. So it was a good thing that I'm here at Tim Young's law firm, because they actually kept me in the loop with everything and kept me informed. The staff always treated me with open arms, and I never had a a negative experience. If anything was negative, it's probably me calling, being frustrated. But they took me in with open arms and treated me very well. And as far as going to trial, I welcomed it because I knew one thing: Megan was in my corner. So I mean, she's good at what she does, and I had no worries. With this settlement, I can actually start some things to actually help out me and my family to in the future and leave something for my kids, whatever business or whatever I decide to take part of, I can do it. But I would tell them, if they got hurt offshore, don't second guess it. Seek medical attention or seek legal advice, because at the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, but offshore you're just a number, just a able body or a strong back. I mean, if you're not a foreman or a supervisor, I mean, you're just a number. I mean, seek legal advice. Tim Young's law firm here in New Orleans, and you won't regret it. Because if you don't, you will, I promise. Thank the entire staff, Ms. Megan, Joy, Tim, you, and I don't know all the ladies by name, but I know all of them had a hand in it. I appreciate it. My family appreciate it. Thank you. I can never, ever say thank you enough.